Okay, so welcome to Basement Door Wednesday night interviews with the bands. This week we've got the amazing Surjit and Matthew from The Space Between Us. Do you want to say hello, guys? How you doing?
Hello.
Hey guys, happy quarantine, or less than quarantine now. Finally, some lockdown restrictions are easing. I still haven't been out yet.
No?
Getting
Oh, well.
safe too.
Well, yeah, stay safe. Yeah, it's good. So how long is it? So you guys been in lockdown for the whole thing then? Have you not been out at all, or?
Pretty much. Because I have asthma, so like I've been
High
one
risk.
lucky few who've been given the 12 weeks. So yeah, that was really really intense. So I had a letter about not even opening my windows, which was just like really intense.
Wow.
But yeah, it's been really interesting though. I mean, it's been great.
Yeah.
I've got through so much fever. It's been good.
I think asthma is like it's not taken seriously enough. It's a killer thing. You
Yeah.
know? It's like it's people just think, oh, you just a bit short breath and everything. You know, it's like, well, it's not actually that. It's a lot more to it.
Yeah. No, it's strange as well. I think like how many people actually like do have it, and I think like yeah, it's not like the nicest thing to have. But yeah, no, it's been really good. I mean, I think lots of people have like different lockdown experiences. I mean, mine's actually been like, I mean, you're sitting there complaining about not going outside, but then I think really really lucky that I am actually safe and that I have a roof over my head. And I really feel for people who don't, and it just makes me value what I have. And I think it's so cool as well that just even the way of me doing church or like lockdown covers and stuff. I think it's so cool we have all this technology that we did me, Matthew, Suneel and Joff, we did like this cover video together, and it was actually like really nice just to like virtually play together. It was like, that's just really cool that because I think a couple of years ago like that wouldn't be possible. So it's actually, if lockdown was going to happen, I think this is like the best time for it to happen.
I think
ever since like 2004, once we opened up video chat, it's been great. But I'm glad it happened now so that I can have HD video chat.
Yeah. Not that sort of blurry line thing going on.
Oh no, please, none of that. And Zoom's been doing great out of this. I mean,
well, actually, let me just tell you something about that. So it's really funny. Did you see the financial stock exchange on Zoom? Zoom is called Zoom US, Zoom Us, yeah. And there's another company called Zoom that haven't got the US on it. Their stocks soared at the beginning.
Yeah, I heard about
that. It's the wrong company. People are buying shares of this Zoom company. I don't know what they do. It's nothing to do with this. So it's like, yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
So listen, Matthew, where are you from? Because your accent is obviously, it's not colloquial sort of like Hammersmith, is it? So...
No, not exactly down the river from Hammersmith. I grew up in upstate New York in the suburbs. Sort of exactly what you'd imagine when you watch a typical American high school movie. That was my upbringing.
Wow. Okay. Brilliant. And so, how long have you been over here? I mean, it's been a long time.
I moved here in 2016, and I mean, obviously, I came here to meet Serge so that we could start the band. Little did I know it. I didn't know then. I thought I was going to be a lawyer, but we've had a lot more fun with Space Between Us.
I bet. Yeah. Okay, so the band is called Space Between Us, and how long has the band been now together?
3 years now.
Yeah, since 2017. We were the Surge band for a little bit, and then it kind of. So
we formed under the Surge banner because Surge had an album that he put out, and then after that, we just really loved playing together. I mean, it worked. We lost our original bassist, unfortunately, but Suneel was a natural fit.
Yeah. So how many other people are in the band?
Two. So it's me, Matthew, Suneel, and Joffy.
Yeah. And they couldn't make it today.
Yeah, Joffy's got family stuff, and Suneel's gone all camera shy, which is really.
Now that's funny because like we are all divas. Space Between Us is a band of divas, and you think that like the singer, the guitarist, and sometimes the drummer, because Joff studied musical theater, you think we're the big divas. but actually Suneel is the biggest diva out of all of us.
Typical.
And he manages to keep it under wraps. I don't know how he like picks the bass so that no one thinks he's the diva, but then he totally is, and he owns it when he does.
Yeah.
No, there was this moment last year where we did this photo shoot in Richmond, and Suneel's really quiet. Like Suneel's one of those people who just gets on with it, and I think you really need that balance. But I remember we did this photo shoot, and he just went wild. And when it comes to like anything in front of a camera, Suneel will just like light up, and he's like, "Right, this is what we do."
That was the moment, because he was the one who's like, "No, I'm gonna do another shot. I'm going to go do a pose. You're going to get this. You have the camera. Get ready." Too bad he couldn't be here today. We could have had some more of that.
Yeah, it would be fun.
He's probably planning an entrance. He's just going
to drop in a minute. Yeah, I'll watch out for him coming up there. So it's good. So you've actually played twice for us, I think, haven't you, as the band?
Yeah.
Which is a little while ago, obviously, but you played at Kingston Basements.
Yeah.
But you also played at the Richmond venue, didn't you?
Yeah, that show will be in a chapter in our book. That show.
Yeah, that was when for one evening we turned into a 3-piece band.
That was it was fun. It was really good, and I think because the Richmond one, obviously we're not allowed to do bands there anymore, so it's only acoustic acts there. Because we had a lovely neighbour complaining, and the church thought better to keep a happy neighbour than a. I don't think she's happy now, to be honest. She doesn't look like a very happy person in her life completely. So it's like, but yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, I support that. You got to be kind to people. And I once heard that if you can't strip back a song and play it acoustic, then it's not a good song to begin with.
Okay, good tip for all the bands out there watching tonight.
Yeah, exactly. What's your actual song structure? Have you written good lyrics? Do you have a good melody for it?
I think maybe Matthew can relate to the campfire analogy. Like, if it doesn't sound good around a campfire, then like you shouldn't do it.
Okay.
So
wow.
That's what I've always been taught along the way. But so if it sounds great acoustic, then adding the other stuff is like super exciting.
How does that work with AC/DC and stuff like
that? that's where the question comes in. So,
can I play this when I can? That'd be great. Cool. Well, listen, guys, it's we're gonna play a video of yours in a minute. But we're going to ask you a couple of questions that we ask all the bands, because it's a format that we have. I don't know why it's done like that, but the team have actually put some questions together and they asked all the bands everything. So there's a couple to do with the band itself. Whether you're going to do this individually or not, I don't know. But bucket list artists to play with. Someone you go, the band want to play on stage with that, or as a person, individual, would you play with?
This is where the divas thing. This is where the divas thing comes into it, because we're all with each other. So we all have to be, but maybe if there's his and I say mine. So
let's pick one each.
Yeah.
Go on then. So Matthew first and then Surjit, yeah.
Do they have to be alive?
They
now?
Can be past or present. Past or present. Yeah.
Who would I like?
Well, okay. So this is an interesting question, because you can come at it from so many angles. Because I could say like what's maybe my favorite act to see live, but I think you got to respect the audience, right? Who's going to enjoy this music? And for me, a huge influence on our sort of modern rock style would be the Killers, and sharing a stage with them would just like blow my mind. I mean, that's some wild pipe dream, but I mean, I think that's my answer.
That's great. That's a great answer. Killers. I love the Killers. There's so many songs they've done that people don't.
Mine's definitely the complete opposite. I'd say Regina Spektor.
I love Regina Spektor.
There you go. I know just someone like really like alternative like that, and someone who's like but that's the great thing about our band, because we all have like completely like different influences, and like actually there's like loads of artists like I could never imagine like sitting in the same room as like Queen, for instance. I just So, but
I'm glad you didn't say Queen, because we would just look bad. We would just look so bad.
I'll just carry the wine glasses. Like I'm not getting involved in any of that. But someone I can actually see myself like sitting at the desk and writing with, like Regina Spektor would be. And I love I don't think she's one of those people who haven't written a bad song yet, and I'm still waiting to find one. And she's amazing.
Yeah. I listened to actually an American friend of mine introduced. So Katie Thompson, the founder of the Basement Door, she introduced me to Regina Spektor quite a few years ago, and the Decemberists and all those sort of people and that as well, you know. But yeah, Regina Spektor is fantastic. Yeah, so if anyone's listening, look out for some Regina Spektor.
She's one of the people, like, it's really bad for a musician, but I'm not, Matthew's better at me than going to other people's shows, but like she's one person that I would actually pay money to see. So yeah. She's cool. Amazing.
Wicked. Okay, so the second question then, similar line. Venue in the world, where would you love to play as a band? Like the top venue that you think, well, could you play there? Like wildest imagination, you know?
Wow. I think I'll answer this from the heart. The first venue that I ever, the first venue that I ever started going to when I was getting into music in like 2010 was this little place called the Northern Lights where I grew up. I don't think it's called that anymore. I think it's called Upstate Concert Hall now, near Albany, New York. I think it's technically Clifton Park. But okay. I mean, there's not much to speak of. It's your typical sort of bar club with a nice little stage where half of the stage is slanted forward and backwards. So you're kind of stuck in a corner, but It has a lot of heart and it's got a lot of sentimental value to me.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it's a hometown thing, yeah. So yeah. Great. Okay, Serge.
I've got two. Is that okay?
yeah. That's okay.
I'm allowed to stretch to two.
Yeah. Let the divas kick in.
The first one would be Richmond Theatre. Like that would just be insane. Like,
okay. Wow.
I think I'm not like, I love like big venues, like don't get me wrong, like playing stuff like O2 or Wembley. I think that's where eventually you want to end up. But I actually love a thing about playing in a nice building, and I think like playing at Richmond Theatre is such a beautiful building. And the other place is quite a weird one. I love to play in Hampton Court Chapel, but I don't think it'll ever be allowed.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah. Do they still do weddings there though?
They do church services, so like one day, maybe if they decide to go a bit contemporary.
Dude, just learn the pipe organ. That's how you're going to get in there.
Yeah. That's the way to do that. Yeah.
It'd be more of a mellow gig, but like Richmond Theatre would just be incredible. Like,
wow,
and it's one of those theatres that is small, but it seems big at the same time. And it's like, I've seen a couple of plays there, and it's just the most beautiful place.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I've been there many times. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Well, okay, right. So with that, then let's just give me an idea now. Maybe I can get in touch with the people that. I know the people that sort of like ran Richmond Theatre. Maybe I should get in touch with them and see if we can do a gig there one day.
No, definitely.
How about it?
As an
I've been pestering Ian for a couple of years to get us in there. We just devised a plan to make it happen. But maybe
it'd be great though, wouldn't it? I mean, I thought about this a little while ago, and we've been in contact with people like Richmond Theatre and stuff like that in the past, and at the time it was impractical just with the amount of plays they put on, but at the moment it might be something that we could sort of say, well, let's sneak one of these in while we're coming out of a pandemic, you know, a little bit later on. So cool.
Even if I get to play like half a song, like I'm in.
Yeah, we can do some social distancing, space between us. So.
Yes, that'd be great.
That stage is so big.
Wow.
We're a lockdown band, man.
No, so when did you know about this stuff? It's like, right, guys. Listen, what we're going to do is we're going to go and play your video now, which is what's the name of the video? We're going to watch the song.
It's Lifeline.
Lifeline. Good. Okay, so we're going to go and watch that, and we'll be right back.
Sounds complete, more than you could ever think. Wish I came this way before. The way your eyes broke the sun. You're not just anyone. When you call my name, it rings. A silent wait for your call. It's like I'm living for the first time. Hold my hand, I can't withstand. You are the brand new lifeline. Talk draws me in. The way you pick up on all small things. It's like life turned way up high. Count the days until I see those eyes I cannot describe. It's like living for the first time. Silent wait for your call. It's like I'm living for the first time. Hold my hand, I can't withstand. It's like I'm living for the first time. Silent wait for your call. It's like I'm living for the first time. Hold my hand, I can't withstand. You are the brand new lifeline.
You give life a brand new name. I'll still take it all the same. You're the everlasting light, the everlasting light. Turning right in your embrace. Never will I be the same. You're the everlasting light, the everlasting light. See where you are, come and play with stars tonight. Let's ride away. Let's see where you are, come and play with stars tonight. Let's ride away. Let's see where you are, come and play with stars tonight. Let's ride away. Let's see where you are, come and play with stars tonight. Let's ride away. Let's see where you are, come and play with stars tonight. Let's ride away. Let's see where you are, come and play with stars tonight. You give life a brand new name. I'll still take it all the same. You're the everlasting light, the everlasting light. Turning right in your embrace. Never will I be the same. You're the everlasting light, the everlasting light.
Okay, so there we go. That was Lifeline by The Space Between Us. Where did you film the video? Someone answer.
You're the one. You've been like talking to them all the time. It's Art Studios in Stamford Brook.
Oh, okay, cool. That's good. Okay, yeah, know that. It's good.
Studio 4, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've got a couple of nice big rooms, 2 large rooms, which are great for hanging out and recording a music video like that.
Yeah,
They're really good bunch of guys down there as well. So
yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, I know quite a few people go down there, and actually, there's a band today that's got back together, and they've gone down there to rehearse. I think yesterday they went down. So, and this is a song that's on an album which you've got, which is out. What's the name of? What's the album called?
Love 24 Hours.
Love 24 Hours. Okay.
Yeah, no spaces. Love digits 24 hours, or is it HRS?
HRS, because we're
HRS, yeah.
And it's all underscore. So
okay. Well, we'll stick a link up for that and everything, and then we'll sort of like get people to go and have a listen to that. Is it on all the usual platforms, Spotify and all that lot,
You
and
can
everything
even,
else.
you can even Shazam it.
You can. Oh wow, you can Shazam it.
You can
Nice.
Shazam it.
Wow.
Nice.
And you know what? If you like Lifeline, check out the video we have talking about how we wrote the song. Because man, when we wrote Lifeline was one of my favorite experiences as a band. It was incredible.
Wow.
I think it's one of those moments like when you write a song like that, like that's just a band at work, you know.
Oh yeah, you're like it's almost magic.
Yeah. And we have the whole writing session recorded. Sometimes I just listen to it because like that night we were just like, you just have those nights in rehearsals where you just fall off each other, and it's great.
Wow.
That's why you do what you do, you know. It's so fun.
Yeah. It all comes together. Sounds great, man. We'll have to watch out for that. So where's that video? Is that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Space Between Us on YouTube. That's the same thing? So is it SB?
If you search Space Between Us London, then it should come up. Yeah.
Space Between Us London. Got that, everyone? Right. Okay. All right. So let's ask a couple more little questions, and then we'll finish up. We asked this question to all the bands. If you had a pet snail, what would you call it?
What kind of question?
We have a whole thing going to happen at the end of this that's all to do with that. So yeah.
I think that's too deep for me. So
Lifeline originally was going to have another title. It was the name of a girl. So I think we'd call the snail that girl's name.
No, that was another song.
Was that another song? Okay.
Yeah, that was another song.
So are you either of you going to come up with a name for a snail, a pet snail?
we can call it Liz. We can call it Liz.
Okay, Liz the snail. Okay, cool. Right. So then another question is, who's always late for rehearsals? Okay, that's good. I'm glad someone who's not here.
You know what? I think we've all been late to rehearsal, which is nice because no one can be mad at
it's annoying because I probably live the closest. No, you live
the way.
Yeah.
I think it's usually the way, you know. I was always late to work when I lived upstairs from where I worked. It was like, you know,
I tell you what happens. Like
my desk is right in front of where I wake up, and I'm still late to work.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Suneel will always come over before, and we'll go together. Then we'll start playing FIFA, and it's like, oh, we just have one more game, and then suddenly it's like 7:00, and it's like, right, yeah. But we
why you're late. I'm coming over, and I'm going to nick your controllers.
Yeah, just say the battery's out. Okay, another question then. Let's do another question. Who's the best dancer in the band?
Suneel.
Suneel, yeah. Oh, I wish he was here. We'll have to see if we can get some videos of Suneel and put it up.
Suneel knows every K-pop move.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh wow.
Suneel, I have sat there coming over, and Suneel's in front of the sofa literally doing every K-pop move, and he's better than the people on the TV. So, Suneel has these obsessions, and that's his obsession at the moment. He knows like every move, and he's like, he doesn't even understand what they're saying, but that's music. So.
They're so massive, aren't they? K-pop, it's like huge, and it came over here. But was it last year or the year before it started coming over here?
Probably been like 2 years now, yeah.
It's about 2 years ago, yeah.
I think I sound really old by saying I don't get it, but I still don't get it.
You know what? I tried listening. I gave it a shot. It was good music. Not my cup of tea. Not something I go back to again.
You know the film Crazy Rich Asians? Like,
yeah.
The soundtrack to that is really good. So I thought it was like that, but it's not. It's completely different. It's like, you know when they do the when they do Coldplay's The Scientist in Crazy Rich Asians, and then they do the most amazing key change in the middle, like that tugged at my heart, and I thought it'd be like that, and then I started listening to some stuff, and it's like, what's going on?
Man, okay, right. So let's ask you one more question. Now this one's another. It's personal, but it's all right. We've got a challenge to see who's got the biggest feet, and one of our guys at the moment in the solo interview has got rather large feet. So we're going to see if anyone's got the bigger feet than him, and then we'll have a new champion. But he's a champion. I'll tell you who he is after. So size feet, Serge. What you got?
I'm an 11 now. So I used to be a 13, but I'm an 11 now. So
you used to be a what?
So at school, I had a. It's actually quite gross to talk about. I had a issue with one of my toes. I won't go into it. I had to wear special shoes in year. I think it was like year 10 or year 11. And so I had size 13 shoes, and then now I'm a size 11, which is great because you can actually buy size 11 shoes in this country.
But you were a 13, so
I was 13 for like 2 years, and then but because I had this massive bandage on for like 2 years, and then it like finally it came off. So yeah,
you're 11 now. Okay,
Matthew, you're like a 9, aren't you?
No, I don't think I'm going to be much help here. I'm either a 9 or a 10, depending on the shoe.
What's the biggest size?
12.
Oh, you would have had it.
Close. Damn it!
Why did you
stayed lame? You'd have been there.
Damn my
Oh dear! It's not worth it, really, to have that uncomfortableness for all your life. Just so
I wish I could take Joff and just be like, "What's shoes like?" No, Joff's got smaller feet than me, though. I know that for a fact. So
yeah, I think so.
That's really sad.
Well, look, guys, we're gonna end the interview, it's been great fun. It's lovely to see you guys again. I hope you can get together and rehearse soon. Everyone should go and listen to your stuff. We loved you when you came down to both of the gigs that you've done for us. We'll get you to do another one with us as well. Stay safe, and God bless you both, and the other two as well. They're not here.
Thanks, Kev. This has been a great time.
Thank you.
The thing is, Neil will watch this and he will regret not being here. So yeah.
All right, guys. I'll speak to you soon. All right. Cheers.
Take care.
Okay, welcome to Basement Door interviews on Wednesday evening. The second part tonight with the amazing, the amazing brothers who form the Living Things band. Welcome, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, good.
So this is Jack and Tom, and you are brothers, so you can sit that close. If that's all right. How's lockdown been treating you? Has it been all right?
Not bad. It's been pretty chilled. Haven't had to get up, so yeah. It's great.
So when you say you haven't had to get up, what time do you get up in the daytime at the moment?
It varies.
Depends how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm not one that can sit in bed. I can't sit. Could you wake up and then stay in bed doing stuff? Or
Yeah.
Easy. That's just a normal thing.
Really? I can't do it. If I'm awake, I have to get up and do stuff. I can't sit in bed. If I go to bed, it's to sleep, and then I'll get up and then got to get up. Can't stay in bed. It's horrible. That's just me, though, isn't it? So, So, Living Things. The band is a 2-piece band. It's like, what would you describe your genre for everyone so they know?
I don't know.
God knows.
Shall I describe it for you? Mental rock.
If you want.
It's mental rock. It's a new category. I just made it up, and it's just for you guys. Yes, you just got your leading edge in mental rock music.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there's quite a lot of it's quite heavy stuff, isn't it? And it's but it's very energetic and good. It's got some good rhythms to it. So yeah, it's cool. We're going to ask you some questions, obviously our stat questions and everything. And Tom, I just need to tell you at the moment, you're still leading in the foot size competition, so you're still the biggest foot we've had so far.
Yeah.
You'll see in the previous interview there was one of the guys had size 13 feet for a few years, but it was because he had a problem, so he had to have it reduced, and then. So now he's 11. So
Yeah.
So you're still champion, which is good. So Jack, how big are your feet, mate? Are you?
I'm size 12.
You're a 12 as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We share some shoes occasionally. It depends.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, I didn't realise you were 12 as well. Blimey. So how tall are you now, Jack? Because I know you're about 6'4".
Yeah, I'm 6'4". You're about 6'1", 6'2".
I don't know, maybe 5'11" or something like that.
5'11". No, you. I don't know.
I don't know.
God knows.
Wow.
5'10" and 6'1", something like that. not sure. I'm
6 foot then? Let's just say 6
I
foot.
think,
Sure,
you're
yeah.
gonna have to get some care about your height, mate. You don't seem to care how tall you are. It's like it's
He
ridiculous.
doesn't care about much.
In this day and age, you need to care about your height, mate. Really, honestly.
doesn't really bother me. Not really on my mind all the time, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as a band, who's? I mean, how did you come together and do that? I know your brothers and everything. You're obviously both musical.
Yeah.
But how did you come together and think this is what we want to do and put the band together as a living things? And how did you decide what sort of style it was going to be, or was it just
Well, we had a band before,
Yeah.
which kind of
We had a thing in primary school when we were in
yeah.
I was in year 5, year 6. And what year were you? Like year 3, year 4?
I was year 4.
Yeah, something like that. We were like, let's try playing together because Jack just started up drums around then.
I think I started in year 3 or something.
Like
so I was like 7. So
yeah. So we just decided to start playing together. We filmed one video of us this was yonks ago of me and Jack just jamming.
It's still on YouTube.
And it's still on YouTube to
Yeah.
this day. Yeah.
So if
then
we search for that, what do we search under the YouTube title? What is it?
I think it's Tom Branny or something like that.
Under
Yeah.
Tom Branny.
Tom
Tom Branny on YouTube, everybody. Let's go and watch this.
No, but we sort of picked it up from there. We're like, we quite enjoy jamming. And then obviously I learned more about guitar. Jack learned a lot more about drums and stuff. We got through and really we just messed around a lot. That's still all we really do.
Cool.
I've got my enormous amount of pedals that you know about.
Yeah.
And still just messing around with those a lot, really. And Jack just messes around with his kit, jumping up and down all the time, trying not to smash his head on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
break my stool somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I really.
Yeah, it literally. I don't know whether it was the stool or not, or whether it was just me, but literally the back of it just came off. And it's not like whatever, the metal part just shattered. Yeah.
Shit, man. I had Strange Child's drummer Matteo, basically. He was playing down at the basement door in Richmond one night with the band, and I had to go up to him about 5 times during the night. I've never done this with a drummer, but I had to change his kick pedal twice, because the first one, just the nut had come off and come loose. And so there was no sort of spring in it. So I took that away, put a new one on. This is all while they're playing their set. And then I replaced that with another one. Then I went back and repaired that one. And then the other one that he was using broke as well. So I switched them back after I'd repaired this one. And then his snare strings went all loose and they didn't sound right. So I had to go and tighten those up while he's playing the snare drum. So between each beat, I'm going trying to tighten up the snare strings. And then his stool. Now this is the thing that reminded me because of this stool. I don't know how this has ever happened. I've never ever seen it, and how it happened, I to this day I can't figure it out. He called me over while he's playing, and you've got your tripod, your 3 legs that stick out at the bottom.
Yeah.
They'd literally done that and gone up. So he was sitting on a monopod stool, and it was swiveling around like this. I was like, how did that happen? How did the legs just collapse up like that? And it's just so I had to wait until he had a slow drum beat that he could actually stand up and kick 2 beats while I slammed this tripod back down and locked it down. So yeah, interesting stuff. Good. So as brothers, do you? Because I knew a band a while back, and they had 2 brothers in it. One was a drummer, and one was a guitarist, and they were both very, very good. Greg and Graham, and Graham now runs a studio down at the Radar Studios, which we are taking bands down to now. But they did have arguments every now and again. They were sort of like that. So do you argue much, or are you loving brothers?
We have our fair share of arguments, but overall we're fairly decent. We just bully each other a lot and we laugh about it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's usually we get, and then we just kind of laugh after.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Good, as long as you can bury it.
Oh yeah.
So where was the last gig you did as Living Things? I know you did one at Basement Door. It was quite a
Our
while ago,
last gig was at Boiler Room, Guildford.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow,
That
yeah.
was one of our biggest gigs I think we did, because we almost sold out the Boiler Room that night, which was insane.
I mean, that wasn't really us.
It wasn't us headlining, but like we had a lot of people there to come see us, which was kind of amazing to see. Like I wasn't expecting, like, how many people? Do you like 50?
I don't know. I don't think that many people know us, but
No, all those people knew us. 100%. I go to college with all of them.
yeah. I don't know them.
So
But
who was the headline band that night then?
Red Tape Resistance.
Oh, wow, yeah. We were
Yeah.
going to get them to play, yeah.
Yeah, and Junction 10 were playing with us as well.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And Licorice.
And Licorice.
Funny
And
enough.
Licorice as well, all on the same night.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What a lineup, wow.
No, that was great fun.
Yeah.
That's the first gig I ever got shirtless, and probably the only gig I'll ever get shirtless.
Yeah. Well, I know Red Tape Resistance, basically, we were going to get them down to the Bracknell show that we were going to do with the Hornets, because they live just around the corner from where we were going to do the show. So we had them planned to go on stage and everything, and it was, we thought we'd get a local band to that area in, and then of course it all got cancelled. So we'll try and keep the same lineup for next year and do the same lineup, because it was a really good lineup. So we'll try and get that done for next year and do that. So that's a really good, and it's good. And your college is what, ACM?
Yeah, I'll go ACM.
Yeah. And what are you doing, Jack? Like education wise?
I'm still just in school.
Year 10.
Yeah,
Still
doing my
school.
GCSEs. So
Okay. Are you doing your GCSEs, or have they been cancelled like some other people's? Or
I'm still doing them. They're probably just gonna lower the grade boundaries, I guess. I kind of don't want them to happen because I'm crap at exams. So yeah,
It's like me.
I can only hope.
yeah. It's funny, isn't it? It's sort of like, I mean, I did my degree, and it was like I was often commented, my lecturers commented on how well I did in the classroom, in the lecture halls and stuff, but actually with paper, the academic side of things, putting things down on paper and getting my points across, I'm much better at verbally doing that than doing it on a bit of paper. It just doesn't quite sit with me. So yeah, so I understand, but you can still pass things and get through them, and then it's not the end of life if you can't if you can't do that. So cool. Okay, so let's ask you the snail question. I think, Tom, you've already answered this, so you can abscond from this one. But Jack, if you had a pet snail, what would you call it?
That's a hard one. Depends on the snail though. Like
Oh,
yeah, it could be Pedro.
Pedro?
Yeah.
I don't think we've had Pedro.
I was
Don't
close
think
to mine.
Yours was Pablo.
Mine was Pablo.
Oh, Pablo and Pedro. Okay, that's good. Okay, with the branny snails, Pablo and Pedro. Okay. All right, we'll get that sorted out then. That'd be good. And as a unit, like us doing something, who would be your bucket list person to play with, or band to play with live on stage?
I know this. For you. Bloody hell.
I'm not actually sure because there's like tons of bands.
Alric, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know, but
Come on.
probably like Fever 333 because like their performances, or like Turnstile because they're like two bands which have like really just high energy and like tons of stamina while doing their performances, like running around and then doing a backflip or something like that. Just it jumped
down to the ground, wouldn't it, Jack? You'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone's watching and you haven't seen Living Things play, they are very, very energetic, and both the boys here absolutely sweat buckets. They put so much work into their performance. It's really, really great to see. So yeah, just don't hug them after because you get soaked. Cool. Okay, we're gonna play one of your songs that was out. How long ago was it out? You put it out?
It came out like the 6th of March, I think.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime this year.
Cool.
To be
Okay.
recorded.
We recorded it this year as well.
Wow.
Oh, we wrote it like 2 years ago.
Yeah. And what's it called?
Get Out the Cold.
Get Out the Cold. Okay. Let's go and listen to Get Out the Cold, and then we'll be right back.
Mhm.
Get the fuck out of this cold. Sort of creeping out the holes, staring down the deepest holes. Get the fuck out of this. Get the fuck out of this. Get the fuck out of this. Woo! Get the fuck out of this cold. Sort of creeping out the hole, staring down the deepest holes. Get the fuck out of this. 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 Get the fuck out of this cold. Sort of creeping out the hole, staring down the deepest holes. Get the fuck out of this. Get the fuck out of this cold. Sort of creeping out the hole, staring down the deepest holes. Get the fuck out of this.
Okay, welcome back to the Living Things interview, and great song. Well done for recording that. Where did you record it?
We recorded it in ACM in one of their studios. I think they did like a replica of where Queen recorded.
Was it? I don't know.
It's a replica of like
Are you sure?
some studio in London where Queen recorded or something. They did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like stuff. So
Yeah. I just saw Pete Townsend's done his studio in his house, top of his house again. So although he's got rid of all his studios, he's now got another one again. He can't resist himself. He can't stop doing it. He's got to do things. He can't leave it alone. Yeah. So yeah, the whole lockdown thing has been a bit of a pain for most bands. But are you rehearsing at home still? Are you still doing Living Things stuff at home, or are you just like jacked asleep and you're driving off somewhere?
We practice, but we don't like purposely go into it being like we're going to write music, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We just sort of like on board. Do you want to play sort of stuff? Because we already play like before lockdown. We would play a lot. Let's be honest. We played it like 4 times a week for about 2 hours a night.
because Dad was kicking us up the arse. So.
Yeah, to be honest. But like, we haven't written really anything apart from.
Well, we've written like one song,
1 or 2 songs.
One, like,
we've written.
We just kind of had ideas more or less, and
Fiddling around with sounds and stuff.
And then Tom will forget the riff, and then
that's what happens.
We'll be back to zero. So yeah, that's more or less how it goes. But
okay. So do you come up with when you're sort of mucking about together and stuff? Is that where you sort of suddenly you come up with that sounds really good and
yeah,
and that's when you should really be saving it and remembering that bit so you can use it in a song or something? Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of what happened with like Get Out the Cold. I think me and Jack were jamming out some Queens of Stone Age at some point, and then I accidentally wrote "Get Out the Cold" trying to play a Queens of Stone Age song.
Okay.
It was something like that. And then Jack was like, that is sick. Let me try something. And then Jack does drumming to it. And then we just spend like, what is it, like an hour and a half just like finishing the song.
But then we
if
also
we don't.
got like a song like Predictable, where we just kind of base that around me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to do this thing, do something to it.
Yeah. We just base it off each other. Either of us make something up. Like he makes something up on the drums. Like for Predictable, we made up the beat.
It's like,
just that. And he was like, put something to it. And I was like, I really can't be bothered. I'll just play 5 chords. And that's Predictable.
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it must be. I'm gonna say it's probably handy you being together in the house and having the 2 members of the 2-member band in there. You know, it's like so. It's like, so we're actually thinking about doing a digital festival. Soon. Well, I don't know about soon. Well, when we can figure out how to do it properly, because we want to do it really nicely, you know. And as bands are starting to get back together in rehearsal halls and wherever, we thought they could video what they're doing and then submit some stuff in, or we can sort of live stream it or whatever. And I don't know, we'll figure it out anyway. But
yeah,
we're probably going to do a poll and say, would people like to have a Basement Door digital festival type thing, you know, before the end of the summer. Yeah. I'm sure plenty of people would like to hear some more, hear the bands and see the bands again, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So how is your dad? How's Steve doing? Is he all right?
Yeah, he's not bad. He's drinking. You know, he's dad. He's drinking and working.
Okay. We're drinking tea, obviously. Yeah.
Obviously, that's PG. Obviously, loads of cups of tea all the time.
Yeah, that's like me. My cups of tea. You've been noticing I've been using the Liverpool mug because obviously we're league champions now. So.
Me and Jack
tastes so much better this year for some reason. Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's ask you a couple more questions then. That the guys set for us, and see if we can find out a little bit more about you as a band. When I can find my questions, that is. Where are my questions gone? Questions of bands. There we go. It's a good title, isn't it? Questions of bands. All right. Can't ask you who's going to be always late because you're living in the same house. Really, it's not good, is it? Who's the best dancer out of you both?
Definitely me.
Jack is so good at dancing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There is there definitely a lot of the band, not all of the bands, but a lot of the bands, the drummer is the one who's the best dancer.
Yeah.
And quite a lot of the interviews I've done, that question, and I think it's to do with the sort of the coordination, arms and legs, and the beat. It's got to be a thing. It's like, you know, we'll maybe we should ask people who are really good dancers, have you ever thought of doing drumming? It's like so if you see anyone that's a really good dancer when they're in front of you and everything, go, I'm going to ask them to do some drumming. You know? It's like, right, where would you end a world tour? If you were doing a world tour right now, where would you end it? Where's the place you'd love to end a world tour? Can be
back garden.
In your back garden?
Hell yeah, that'd be lit. Could you imagine?
Or maybe even
if we were on my balcony right here just playing, and then we packed out our garden.
That'd be
sick.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But then you couldn't go to bed when you wanted, could you? Because it's like you'd be like everyone would be asking for your autographs and all that sort of stuff.
That's true. Just chuck your guitar down or something, you know.
Have you got any? We've done this a couple of times. Any crazy fan stories, like any crazy situations when you've been playing together that have sort of happened?
I don't know. Like, I think someone at one of our gigs like fractured a rib or something.
Did they?
Apparently we were playing, the mosh pit got really violent and someone fractured a rib or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Apparently, but I don't remember which gig that was.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so a fractured rib. All right, yeah. We've had quite a few funny stories about if you look at the interviews, you'll see some funny stories about crazy people doing crazy things at gigs and stuff. I think we were at Teddington once, and there was I think Circuits and a few other bands were playing. I think it might have been the Motive that were doing it there, and then suddenly these bras started getting thrown on stage, and I was like, so who threw that? It's like.
But that happened with Screaming Sarcasm.
That happened with Screaming Sarcasm once, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. People.
That's mad, man. Right, okay. Now, we've done your influences and all that sort of stuff. So, best gig you've ever been to?
Yours would be Night Versus, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, Foo Fighters were pretty.
Foo Fighters was sick.
They were sick.
What was yours? You go first. I'll let you go first because I'm nice.
This band called Night Versus, mainly because the drummer, like they're kind of like this progressive rock kind of band thing, and like the drummer, he's like one of my favorite drummers, and I'm just like really inspired by him.
We're just having a look because
We're in the middle of an interview.
Come on in. On screen.
Kev's here.
Is that your mum?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We'll keep this in the interview, I think. It'll be good. It'll be fun.
Oh my lord. We're trying to avoid that, but okay. Shut the door? No? Okay.
Do you want to shut the door? No.
All right, never mind. Keep going.
Where was I?
You were on the So what was the band again? They're called
Night Versus.
Okay.
So they're kind of like this progressive rock, math rock kind of thing where it's just like really complex rhythms and stuff. And plus, like, there's this bit in the gig like where the drummer, like, he jumps up on his stool, he just starts screaming his head off, and it was so cool. But yeah, and I managed to meet him because it was like quite a small gig as well.
Oh wow,
but
nice.
I'd say kind of musically how good it was, like rather than kind of the experience almost.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Tom?
Probably, I don't know, like, because I went to Reading Festival 2019, I went with Soul. That whole experience in general was the best time I've ever had, but me and Jack in, 2017 went to go see Royal Blood, and then that was like the best gig of my life. And then I saw them again at Reading, and that just topped it. So I'll probably have to say Reading, Royal Blood 2019.
Royal Blood, cool.
That was bloody insane.
Right, so next up then, we're going to do some quick fire questions. I'm just going to randomly think of some questions and just ask you. So we'll do, if you answer first and then Jack straight away after. You've got to be really quick on the answers though, right? So no holding back and pausing, okay? Okay. All right. Favourite comedian?
Russell Howard.
Ricky Gervais.
Okay. Favourite band?
Royal Blood.
That's
what? You can have the same answer if you want. It's okay.
I'll just say the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Jack's meltdown of giving the same answer as someone else. Okay. Favourite colour?
Red. Yeah.
No, he's just going to answer the same every time now, just for the sake of it. All right. Oh dear, random questions are so hard. Favourite football team?
Don't support football.
Yeah, nah.
Neither of us watch football.
Rugby?
No, we don't do sports.
Sure, England. Yeah,
England.
Say England.
Okay. Favourite sweet?
Sweet ones.
Jolly Ranchers.
Jolly Ranchers. Okay. Tea or coffee?
Tea. I can't drink coffee.
Coffee.
Okay. Beer or vodka?
Vodka!
Beer.
Both, actually.
Okay. Favorite car?
Mine.
1965 Mustang.
Oh, yes. Do you know what Mustang means?
What? Horse.
The untamable.
You're bloody untamable. Tell you that.
Okay. Motorbike or car?
Car.
Car.
You look offended.
Fender or Gibbs? Sorry. What am I going to say there? I'm trying to think guitar names. All my
Fender
guitar
or
names have gone on my
Gibson?
head now. Huh?
Fender or Gibson?
Fender or Gibson?
Fender? I only play Fenders.
I mean, yeah, a Fender, sure. I'm a
Because you're a drummer and you don't give a shit.
Basically.
Okay. Right. What about amps then? Marshall or Fender amps?
Neither.
Oh, what do you go for then?
My Orange Crunch 120.
Nice. What about you, Jack? Would you have any preference on guitar amps?
If it works.
All right. Okay. What's your snare then? Snare choice.
Probably like a Tama SLP. One of those ones.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, that's probably enough random questions from me because I can't think of anything else. It's good. All right. It's good fun, guys. We hope that's not a mushroom joke, by the way. Well, we're gonna we'll put this out on and get your song played and everything like that, and hopefully we're going to see you again soonish. We do this, and keep rehearsing and keep writing stuff, guys. It's good for you, and get your energy, keep your energy levels up. Obviously, Jack, if you're sleeping a lot, you're going to save all your energy for your stage performances, yeah.
Yeah. I can't build it up to.
Yeah. Keep it that way. Tortoises do that, don't they? Sort of just let's go slow, man.
He is.
They're quite quick at biting, though, aren't they? Tortoises, apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
On drums, Yeah.
Works. It's good. So you know that we've had Cass Brown. He's done a couple of things for us, judging competitions. He's the drummer from Gorillaz.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I know that. Okay. No.
Oh, okay.
So he
Hi, I'm
basically,
Bob.
he came down and did. He actually did a show for me one night. It was my birthday, and it was also another guy's birthday, and they did a show with a band called Senseless Things, which he used to be in the 90s, which I loved, the Senseless Things, and they did a show down there for me and a couple of others and whatever. And he's got an acrylic, orange acrylic drum set, and it's like, oh man, does he fall? I've been professional playing drums. Wow, he's something else. He's really something else. But yeah, so I'll have to when he comes down again, I'll introduce you to him, and if you say hello to him, it's good. All right, guys, it's lovely to see you. Stay safe. Enjoy your vodka and your beer.
I will.
And we shall see you all again soon. All right.
All right.
Cheers now.